moving into this coming weekend.
Garcia and Fortuna.
Yeah, Garcia Fortuna out at crypto.com arena.
What an abomination of a name. Why'd you take away Staples?
Yeah.
Man.
I know Staples hasn't been relevant in 15 years,
but still.
just let them keep the name.
Yeah. The house that Andrew Bynum built.
Hold on. Hold on.
I like Andrew Bynum, but of all the guys.
You almost made me cuss, okay?
Shout out to Andrew Bynum.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh. Yeah.
Nah, we ain't going for that.
He was the
Kobe
difference maker from 08 to 2010.
The big diesel.
What are y'all talking about?
Yeah.
This is Kobe Bryant.
So to the fight, we have Lamont Roach on the undercard. Lamont Roach Jr. is getting in there. And Alexis Rocha is getting in there after he put the end to Blair the Flair.
Against the vaunted TBA.
Rocha, yeah. Maybe they announced an opponent for him. I'm not sure.
TBA, man. Shawn never got a ring.
Most fights of all time.
Fought everybody. He ain't fight TBA.
Shawn got a TBA. He got a TBA and ended up being Eric Benet.
Yeah, technically Bonet.
They always find a way out at the end.
He rolled his ankle.
No,
otherwise,
that was a TBD. That was a TBD. Wasn't no TBA.
That's a technical.
That's that interim.
TBD.
Hey, you're lucky he rolled his ankle.
Decent.
Yo, wow.
But main event. The return.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
How many fights? Did it go 4 rounds, right? That fight?
Toughest 4 rounds of your career.
That was at least 10.
No, it
Shut
was,
up.
That was at least 10.
Shut up. It was
I think
4
it
rounds,
was
right?
4.
You weren't there
Nope, but I was watching
on TV.
Hold on.
Can you take yourself back? Like, what did you have? How did you score
I
the
had
fight?
4 rounds.
Now I'm like, hey, this dude's tough. The dude was tough. I was like, this dude's
Dude, he was
Shawn.
tough.
I'm like, come on, Shawn.
He was
He was
tough.
tough.
If I could ever have signed a fighter as a promoter, it would have been Eric Bonet.
Yeah.
For as much as we've mentioned him over the years, I liked his game. I was a big fan of his style.
definitely,
Yeah, I was a big fan
He
of
just
his game.
fought what we mentioned him 2
Yeah,
months
Sorry,
ago.
I couldn't let it go. I
Fought
couldn't
down
let
in
it go.
Florida.
Couldn't let it go. Give
Shout out
back.
to Did you
So-
check on him about his
No.
knee?
So-
his ankle?
No.
Main event, the return, one of the biggest, most popular stars in boxing, they tell me.
Garcia.
Ryan Garcia.
We seen him last week. Told me
Did you? Told me
he
to
said,
say
hey.
hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually what's funny is I actually missed when you guys interviewed him.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he wasn't here.
Yeah, I wasn't on there yet.
You know, he never missed an episode, but he missed
Yeah,
it.
I was late on
I
that
didn't
one.
remember that.
But he, so Ryan Garcia against Javier Fortuna. If he's anything, he's tricky
Yeah.
and unorthodox.
Yeah.
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 So what do we think? Is this a comfortable win for Ryan Garcia? Is this a showcase performance, or is he maybe in a little bit of hot water there?
Ryan Garcia, so much talent, but we haven't seen it. Just keeping the heads on the line. Just a lot of things I see weakness. Is Goosen gonna fix all that? Because I see a lot of holes in his game, and he keeps calling out Tank. Now you're going to sleep with all the damn holes. Yeah. But he just have little things like he stays online. Just what I got on here. Keeps his chin in the air all night, so he's known to take a big shot. And obviously, Luke Campbell was able to get him to drop his hands. And once he dropped his hand, that's when he got him with the big shot.
Yeah.
Javier is more powerful than Luke Campbell. But I don't know if he's smarter than Luke Campbell.
He's not rangy as Luke Campbell.
Luke, two different fighters.
Yeah.
This could be the toughest fight. This could be the easiest fight. It's up to Ryan.
Yeah, I just don't think I'm thinking back on Fortuna's fight with Jojo Diaz, which he lost.
Terrible performance.
Yeah, but he's just he's so unorthodox and awkward, but he's talented. I mean, don't get me wrong.
JoJo might have had him fighting at a closer range he really wanted to be at all night too. Yeah,
and so
JoJo's good at that.
Yeah, so we'll see. I think he gives Ryan some trouble.
Yeah, I think Ryan ends it, but yeah,
I felt that way. I felt like this was going to be the toughest fight for Ryan to date. This fight was made and then
a year ago.
Yeah.
A year ago, right?
Yep.
A year ago, I felt that way. I just in my heart I don't really have
Go
that
with your heart
feeling
always,
now.
young. What did it say? Go ahead. Come on, Carson. Go with your heart.
keep your heart. Were you saying keep your heart 3 steps?
Yeah.
From International Players
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, anytime I mess up, like Carson got me. He said, "No, hell
I
no."
was like, what?
Christ sake.
That's a great one. Potentially
the camera on me.
the greatest rap song of all time.
Don't
to
put
be
the
fair.
camera on me.
But-
Go with your heart,
You
young
ever look
fella.
at somebody and you start to say something and there you go. And you just you know better.
There was
And you
nobody
go
else to turn to?
My dude was like, I'm not the guy.
Yeah, I was not
the
following
guy.
that. Yeah, keep your heart 3 steps. Keep your heart.
Yeah. Thank you.
My heart is telling me, and I don't know. I gotta see Fortuna next week. I am gonna be working the zone. I'm happy to be working this fight. I think that it's a great fight, both on paper and then when we actually see it. My heart told me a year ago when it was announced, I was like, oh, this is gonna be a good fight, and it's gonna be a hard one for Ryan Garcia while he would be the A side, and of course now he still is the A side. But there's something a little bit different in my mind now, and so I just looked at it real quick. You got a Javier Fortuna who's 33. You got Javier Fortuna who lost to Jojo Diaz, didn't have a good outing against Jojo. He came back and fought once since then, but to me, is that enough to get past the fact that you have 3 losses, that you are 33, and that you weren't able to be your best against one of the better fighters in boxing? So, I'm saying all that to say that a lot of times when you get in the ring, you kind of just you go through the motions of the fight because this is who I'm expected to be. Being awkward can't be enough, and you can't just rely on being awkward. You gotta be able to punch first. You gotta be able to be defensive, move, and the whole nine. So wow, I was like, this dude is awkward, and this is gonna be a hard fight for Ryan. Last year, I'm just not feeling that. I feel like now he's gonna rely too much on the awkwardness, but there's not gonna be much behind it. Now, I'm hoping that I'm wrong, because once upon a time I thought that this was going to be a great fight, and I still think that it's going to be a really good fight. But I think it's going to take Fortuna hitting Ryan and kind of buying in to I can win this
early.
Yeah, it's got to be early. He's got to hit him and buy into I can win this in order for him to really start to put that gas to work and start to really implement that awkwardness and
put the doubt in Ryan's head too. Yeah.
Let me say this about Javier. I did work for Ring City, and we went to Puerto Rico, and I was telling him I got to keep training. And do you think you guys can find someone for me to spar? And so just before I left to go to Puerto Rico, they said we got Javier Fortuna for you if that's okay. I said I'm packing my gear. I was excited to get in the ring with that dude because I think that Javier is an awesome talent. I think that he's really athletic, and that awkwardness made him at one point in time special.
I think 10 years ago, he's prospect of the year, 2012.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. So I'm hoping that it's all still there. But when I just take a look at what's on paper now for Javier, I'm hoping that we get a Javier that's ready to do the job, because he makes it.
Be in the ring.
Yeah. Oh,
come on.
I'm supposed to tell the story.
Yeah. Not anything detailed, but so you got in the ring with him.
It was the exact same as when
you ain't fighting no more.
It was the exact same as when I sparred Tank. I knew what I was looking at every time I watched Tank's fight, and I've seen Tank train a couple of times. I knew everything, and I saw it all when I sparred Tank. And I'm not gonna go through that. And getting in the ring with Javier, I was jazzed up because I just knew it. And it was
as awkward as expected.
It was everything. I mean, he was all over the place. He was throwing punches everywhere. I mean, it was everything that I thought it was going to be, and it was fun. And for me, it was far and few in between where I had sparring sessions that I could just have fun.
Like being in there with another Dominican fighter, Hendry.
Yeah. A lot of,
our guy Hendry.
Hendry's a little more slick.
They don't box the same, but in terms of just being able to have fun and let loose, I was able to do that. I mean, my dad wasn't there, so it was like, I
can fight. I can do whatever I want to do.
Sean was throwing behind the back punches.
Can he like that? But
what do you think, Zittel?
Well, it brought me back when I was thinking of this fight. Coming down today, it brought me back to what Shawn talked about with the Ray Vargas fight. And while he was taking notes and he looks over at me, he's like, guys winning the fight, he takes too many chances. And I think that might be the case with Fortuna, because even though he's definitely better than Tego wasn't taking any chances.
Yeah.
He
no chances.
Right, and Fortuna will.
Yeah.
And maybe he cracks Ryan with some of the best shots we've seen since Luke Campbell, right? But I think that he's a guy that he likes to fight a little bit. He stays in the pocket and he'll let go of 4 or 5 shots at a time. And if he does that with Ryan, he could run into something that can hurt him or potentially end the fight. So I'll take Ryan because, and Ryan's so big at lightweight lightweight. That's one of his gifts, along with his speed and his power, is his size in these divisions. So I think with Ryan, Luke Campbell was rangy, set up that left hand on the outside. In sparring and things like that, guys have roughed him up when they're in his chest. But at mid-range, punching range, he's pretty good. And I think so. Fortuna will either have to be in his chest a lot out night, and Shawn from when you boxed him, is he capable of outboxing Ryan Garcia, or to win this fight, he's gonna have to take those chances I'm talking
You know
about?
what I need to see from Fortuna, which would make this a great fight, he's got to be active.
That's taking chances.
The activity leads to him being awkward. And so if he's active, if he's in and he's out and he's throwing punches and he's just doing those things, I got a feeling it's gonna lead to Ryan trying to be patient, but it's gonna lead to Ryan essentially open himself up to find an opportunity himself. So I think that, a very good Fortuna, prime Fortuna, is going to be very active, in and out, moving everywhere, throwing a lot of punches. And my main thing is, can you keep that up? I'm really hoping he can keep that up, because not only does he make this a good fight, but he makes that a fight that he can win. I think an active Fortuna can beat a Ryan Garcia who's trying to be very composed, trying to be very patient, and trying to find that perfect right hand or that perfect hook, which is what Ryan tends to look for more than anything else in a boxing match.
So prediction wise, where are you at, Zach?
I
You
think
got Ryan by stoppage.
Yeah, because I think that is what Fortuna's going to do, and I'm interested if Fortuna has success doing that. How does Ryan react mentally?
Yeah,
if he gets hit in the mouth early and often, whether left hand coming in and out for Fortuna, awkward angles and whatnot, does he start just looking for the hook and just following this guy around and being on a string for him,
right?
Or does he show us what we want to see from him? Because the truth is, and I think I may have told him this once in the Garden when he fought on the Canelo Felding undercard. I was like, man,
I'm sure it'll be in the back of his mind.
Yeah, I'm sure he could give two shits, but it's like, I would love to see him just somehow, watch tons of Alexis Arguello, because that's like the best case scenario guy. He has some of those same dimensions and rhythm and
legend.
Because the truth is, he's falling behind a little bit. He's only 23, but of his contemporaries, he's falling behind a little bit. He's a star, but he's not the biggest star in the division. That's Tank Davis.
Yeah.
He's not the champion of the division. That's Devin Haney. And Teofimo Lopez has been to the mountaintop. So he's got to look good in this fight, and I'm picking him to win, and he's an excellent talent.
What about you, Ant?
And the same thing. I'm ready. I need to see a great performance, because we keep saying we want to see the Tank. He keeps saying he want to see a Tank. But outside of him being a star, if he was just a nobody, would we want to see him in the ring with Tank?
No.
Exactly. So it's time for you to show us.
It'd be interesting. I mean, just because his size, speed, and power.
Yeah.
It's
It's time for you to show us a hell of a performance. Hopefully, see what Joe Goosen has tweaked and kind of adjusted with the kid.
We got to take that into account too, that he should not be the same fighter because he is with Joe.
Yeah.
So we had an entertaining Ryan Garcia, and then now we should have a more offensive Ryan Garcia from working with Joe. So
What do you think, Ant? What's your prediction?
I'll go Ryan late stoppage. Coming out with the jean jacket.
I think Ryan wins a very, very close decision. I really rate Fortuna. I think Fortuna gives him a lot.
He
of
gonna
trouble.
give him hell all night.
Yeah,
gotta be active.
Yeah.
Gotta be active. That's what I'm hoping he's
and
active.
we'll
He has a great motor.